Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your May 2022 love reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot the New Vision. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so while I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's, if you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Three of Cups. So this is Cancer energy here, which for you guys is your opposite sign of partnerships or relationships. So it could just be saying that you guys might have initially probably hit it off as friends, possibly even met through friends, but I feel like after a while you might have started to grow more of an emotional attachment toward this person. But yeah, I feel like at the very least this is saying you guys probably got along very well as friends. Alright, past energy on their side, exact same energy, Three of Cups. So basically, looks like you guys were seeing things from the same vantage point in the past. But yeah, like I said, it looks like the two of you probably had a really good time whenever you'd hang out together. Like I said, you might have met through mutual friends or possibly just have a long history between the two of you. Alright, present energy on your side, we have transformation. So this is the equivalent of the Death card in traditional tarot, which is Scorpio energy. So for a lot of you, I feel like this is saying this is an energy you'll probably feel when we get to the Scorpio full moon eclipse, right around the middle of May. But yeah, seeing this here could just be saying that for some of you, when it comes to the romantic side of things, maybe it's a bit more of an on again, off again type of connection. And you might feel like in this particular moment, you guys might actually have a bit of a separation between the two of you. All right. In the present position on their side, we have the Emperor. So this is actually the major arcana card for Aries. So yeah, it could just be saying that you might actually feel like they move too slowly. That's kind of what I'm getting there. Of course, we see the tortoise in the background of this card. But yeah, that could be what it is for some of you. You know, you might, like I said, the two of you might have gotten along really well on a friendship level, but as you might want to take things to the next level between the two of you, you might feel like this person's just really dragging your feet around the situation. So, of course, that could be leading to some disappointment on your part. All right. Future energy on your side, we have balance. So this is the equivalent of temperance in traditional tarot, which is actually Sagittarius energy. So really what I'm seeing with this is a bit of a timeline as far as, like I said, it looks like you guys might go through a bit of a separation around the time of that Scorpio full moon eclipse, which actually that's going to be pretty much, we'll be in the middle of Mercury retrograde at that point as well. So definitely going to be room for some potential miscommunications around that time. And then to me, this says that by the time we get to the Sagittarius full moon, which would actually be in June, you guys actually probably will restore the balance within the connection. So yeah, like I said, for some of you, it could just be that that's strictly what it is. Maybe it's an on again, off again thing when it comes to the romance side of things between the two of you, whereas you might have just functioned a lot more smoothly when it was just a friendship thing. But for others of you, this could just be a timeline where, like I said, you might, by the time we get to that Sagittarius full moon, figure out what system works best for you guys to balance that passion with the friendship. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Three of Swords, Libra energy, and the Tower. So primarily what I'm seeing with these two cards, I feel like this is basically going to be the after effect of you bringing that energy of possibly splitting from the connection around the time of that Scorpio full moon. So in a way, I feel like this is more their reaction before we get to that balance energy that we see on your side. So yeah, it could just be one of those things where, like I said, it looks like they just move really slow in your opinion. So through the midst of that, you guys might get into a bit of an argument around the pace of the way the connection's moving between the two of you, which, like I said, could definitely lead to a split. And in a way, it could just be one of those things where this person might have been oblivious to the fact that you felt like things were moving too slow for your liking, right? So it could just throw them for a loop in that regard. So yeah, I do see that this could definitely still lead to the balance being restored between the two of you, but that's primarily what I'm getting there. It just feels like you're moving at a faster speed than they are at this time around the connection. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the 10 of staves. So Sagittarius energy here, and for you guys, that's your 12th house. So I feel like this is the same for a lot of you. You know, you might have just felt this bubbling beneath the surface, right? Where you wanted things to move forward between the two of you. Maybe you weren't necessarily communicating that, right? I feel like you might have been putting in the effort, but there wasn't the outright communication around, hey, where's this going? One of those types of situations, right? So it could just be saying that that could be what leads to that energy we see in the present, right? Where you might have just felt that build up, and finally, when that eclipse happens, you might just finally let it out, you know? Bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Two of Wands. So yeah, like I said, this is another indicator, looking at the two cards on the bottom of the deck for you guys too, that they just might be moving slower than you have been, right? We see the 10 staves on your side, we see the 2 on theirs. So, and then we even see looks like a court gesture in the background. So it could just be one of those things, right, where, like I said, it really could just be that for whatever reason they might have even been oblivious that you were getting frustrated with the pace of the connection. So it could just be one of those things where they come to that realization and they're like, oh, okay, maybe I need to pick up the pace, you know? So, um, but yeah, like I said, it doesn't seem like that's going to last too long. More or less, I feel like that might be over the course of a month, right? And like I said, between the eclipses and the Mercury retrograde, could just be one of those things where those energies help get things rebalanced in the connection. But moving on to your oracle cards, first we'll see what we get from the Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording. What I'm going to be looking for here is jumpers initially. First I'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. But if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll actually put the deck down and pull cards that way. So we'll see what we get. All right, and this one doesn't want to go back in the deck. And then on your side, or excuse me, from them to you, we'll see what we get. All right, and got one there. So let's see what we got on your side first. Making a mess over here. All right, we have clingy, and there we go. It says, feeling trapped pushes me away. Please give me some space. Interesting. That's not at all the energy I was getting from this side. Or in a way, not even necessarily from this side. Like I said, it just seems more on their side of things, they just move a bit slower. So I wasn't necessarily getting that energy of that being the reason for the transformation energy in the present. So I don't know, maybe that'll resonate for a much smaller percentage of you. But at the very least, that could potentially point to what I was saying as far as feeling like there could be an on again, off again energy between the two of you. But yeah, I wasn't necessarily getting a clingy energy from their side though. So I don't know. Hope that resonated with someone out there, and we'll see what we get on their side. Okay, we have surrender. It says I can't be apart from you much longer. So seeing this energy here, definitely seems to confirm for me that for most of you that's going to be a timeline thing where, like I said, you might have some kind of a split with them. Like I said, primarily, for some of you might have already happened, but for the majority of you, I feel like this is pointing more toward as we move toward that eclipse in Scorpio around the middle of the month. So I feel like that could be one of those things where, like I said, it throws them for a loop, right? And maybe that could be what actually kind of wakes them up to, oh, okay, I actually have to, put in the effort and try to get this connection back on track. And I actually didn't notice before, but we have the Ace of Pentacles beneath that too, right? So that could be them coming forward with that offer, like, hey, I'm ready to get things moving. And interestingly enough, beneath that too, we have the Six of Chalices or Six of Cups in traditional tarot. So yeah, could just be one of those things where, like I said, you walking away actually kind of creates a spark for them to actually get the connection moving in the direction that you initially had hoped for. So hope it resonates with you. All right, lastly, we have the Wisdom Oracle deck, so I'm actually going to pull a card from here as well. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck also, but just looking for one card with general advice to wrap up with here. All right, and this does not go back in the deck, so let's see what you got. All right, we have Soulmates. There's the artwork, and the number is 41. So overall, it seems like a positive indicator that the connection can be repaired too. Let's see what it says. Okay, it says harmonious partnerships, love, friendship, companionship, a relationship fostering personal growth. So interesting there where it mentions friendship, companionship, because like I said, it looks like that's what we see in the past where you guys just might have really hit it off from that regard, possibly even met through mutual friends and everything. But we'll see what else it says. The Oracle's message says you are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you toward them, and sometimes a strong aversion to them initially too. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. So interesting there where it mentioned sometimes a strong aversion to them too, because it made me think of the clingy energy we saw there. So hopefully that resonated with some of you. The relationship message says, consider love in the deepest sense. Love so powerful that you will never be the same, regardless of how long your relationship lasts. Consider friendships and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude or break you open so you will finally claim who you were meant to be. Even a companion animal reminds you that it is you who is being rescued and healed. Pay attention, for you are in the presence of a soulmate, come to guide you home to the real you. So yeah, pretty positive message there. The transformation thing, and then also the friendship angles too. Like I said, I see that with those cards there as well. So yeah, like I said, it definitely looks like there might be a separation, or at the very least, possibly a bit of a tough conversation between the two of you coming up soon, if it hasn't already happened for some of you. But yeah, like I said, it looks like that might actually spark things to move toward the right direction within the connection. So hope that resonated for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.